Hi guys, I'm Megan Lane, the intuitive actress, and I'm trying a new lighting regime today because my friend, I'm by my makeup mirror actually, because it has really bright lights, and my friend Major helped me wire it because he's amazing in production. Look him up, Major Progress Productions. He does everything in-house, just about. So thanks Major for helping me set that up when I was moving in. So anyway, I have had so much channel information this morning, especially while I was just showering and just getting ready, that I was like bursting, almost like Doctor Who. What's her face? Gosh, my brain. Um, the one that was Donna, like Donna in Doctor Who. Like I was like on overload, so I just had to get this out. I'm supposed to share this information. My guides were really clear, so. Um, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Megan Lane. My business name is Megan Lefey, or Tarot by Megan Lefey. I do intuitive card reading and life coaching and psychic channeling. So, and I've been featured on television and stuff, but I'm not trying to be a celebrity psychic. Technically, I am, but I don't want to be. I actually am an actress, so I'm headed in that direction, but I want to keep doing this work on the DL, or at least writing about it in my books. So, because I don't want the life of a celebrity psychic. No thanks. That's good. We've got ones that are better than me, and let's just let them do their thing. So, anyway, some things that are going on across the board. I'm just gonna like go into all of this. This won't apply to all of you. Bits and pieces may resonate. Take the parts that resonate and throw away the rest, because there's so much information coming through. So it's clearly not everything's gonna be for everyone, but there's a lot of you going through this stuff. So I'm going to start with, okay, crazy weddings are coming through. So crazy weddings, a lot of people I know are getting eloping or having a wedding really, really fast, or the weather has changed on them. That one's my cousin's wedding because they're in Texas and it's like going to feel like 110 degrees and it's going to rain. So for those of you having the crazy elopements or crazy weddings, just expect the unexpected, because I have to keep so I can see it. Expect the unexpected. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of curveballs or unexpected cancellations or changes. Just roll with the punches. I got a message to tell you all to take 1,000,000 pictures and let it be hilarious, because it's going to be fun and memorable, and no one's going to be like, oh, that was awful. They're going to be like, that was so funny, and so, wow, I didn't expect that. And they just started reminding me of my brother's wedding, where the adorable ring bearer was about 8 years old, somewhere in there, and they had him be ring security and had him hold a safe, and he had the sunglasses and the little jawbone like security guard, and he brought it up there, and the rings weren't in it. Everybody's already just bawling, and the rings weren't in it. And my brother opened up the safe and went, "We've been robbed!" And everybody cracked up. It was hilarious. I thought it was part of the show. It wasn't, but it was really funny. And they got the rings and everything was fine. But it was, so just expect the unexpected, roll with the punches, and try not to be too serious, because a lot of just crazy unexpected surprises coming in. So roll with it. Try to delegate a really great type A friend to deal with difficult mothers-in-law, or deal with anything that might be going on that's a little cuckoo. So it's all going to be okay for those of you getting married fast. There's a lot of you like, really fast weddings. Okay, so next group I'll look at is, and I'm bringing you to work. So let's look at work. A lot of you are up-leveling your business, especially if you're entrepreneurial or coach. A lot of you guys are just finding out new ways to do platforms, upgrading your systems, upgrading your emails, upgrading your websites, upgrading your technology side, especially being more visible, getting your stuff out there, getting new cameras. I need to. I know. Getting, like upgrading everything and doing new platforms and really doing more entrepreneurial stuff. So that's wonderful. That looks like it's going to upgrade you. It's going to bring in a different kind of clientele. It's okay if you need to raise your prices on programs eventually. As you upgrade what you've got and make it better, it's worth more, and you bring in a new clientele who values you more, or who sees your worth more and is happy to pay. And it's not just about money. It's more about money is just energy, so it's an exchange of energy. That's getting higher. You're getting people who are taking you more seriously. So that's happening a lot with you entrepreneurs and coaches. Great, good job. Keep going. Keep learning. A lot of you are also completely scrapping, or wanting to get out of the field you're in altogether. Doing a 180. For some of us, it's going to be going back to something you wanted to do originally, but the timing was off due to relationship stuff or life getting in the way or health problems, etc. So now you're coming back around to your original, what you're put on this earth to do, but you might be incorporating what you learned in the detour. For me, it was intuitive work. So here it is. So now I'm the intuitive actor. So you're going to be incorporating what you got in the interim back into the original work, which is going to actually elevate it and make it more profound. So that's if you know what that is. Some of you are just ready to find something new and don't know what it is. Just explore and be open. Don't be panicked or freaking out. That's what bridge jobs are for. You can have something in the interim that will tide you over. And that'll be fine. Just be exploring and be active about it. I do feel I'm gonna go into another little thing. I do feel that a lot of you are dealing with major depression too. There's a lot of people out there who are just like hitting a wall. I'm seeing this a lot with clients. So if you're one of the ones who just feels kind of despair right now, or just like you don't know what you're doing, you're ready to just go into a whole new chapter because you're like, uncle, I surrender. Good. You were supposed to surrender. You were supposed to I'm not saying surrender like giving up. I'm saying surrender like surrendering to higher power or some higher purpose, because a lot of you are getting pushed to a new place, or about to be pulled out of old groups and put into new groups of people. It can be a little bit lonely when you're transitioning, so just know that that's okay, and it might be fewer people around you, but they're going to be higher in quality. So just stick to the higher in quality people. When you're feeling lonely, there's so much you can do if you have an internet connection or books. So it's like read, research, look at new ways of thinking is going to be the biggest one. Like check out some inspirational people. See who resonates with you. Not everybody will. Look at Tony Robbins. Look at those kind of teachers, and see what new thought systems might be helping you, because you're trying to break out of a rut. So if you do what you've always done, it's not going to get you out of that rut of depression or despair. So there is hope, and there's a lot of huge changes coming ahead that are very positive, but you have to be willing to do the research and be willing to allow yourself to find it and be happy in the small moments without being afraid that the bottom is going to drop out. So a lot of you going through the major depression. That is bringing me to family stuff. A lot of this stuff for some of you is stemming from family drama, things that are out of your control. Romantic too, I'll get into that next, but for the family stuff, a lot of you dealing with health issues of someone else, a lot of you dealing with addictions of somebody else. There's only so much you can do, because people have free will, even if they're elderly, have dementia, or an addiction. So I'm seeing compassion that's what I'm channeling in. So deal with this coming from a place of compassion, not of judgment or anger. You maybe have shoved down your feelings and are pissed off about what you're having to deal with. Come at it from a place of compassion, because a lot of you are dealing with people who don't understand anything else. Like if you're coming at them aggressively or with anger, they're either narcissistic personality disorder, have addictions. There's something in the way of them seeing the forest for the trees. So come at it with compassion. Come at it. They're not able to see the justice side yet. So that's really the only way to approach, or they'll avoid you or meet you with anger. So some people, I'm just getting a hit on this too. Some of it is because the person you're dealing with is in an abusive relationship and refuses to get out of it too. That's part of one of the addictions in here. If it's a best friend, sorry, my hair is wet and it's making me crazy. For some of you, if they're in the addictive relationship or a toxic relationship, that's got to run its course on their own. That's a soul pattern they haven't learned yet. Do meet it with compassion. Do tell them what your standards are. You might want to try to meet them where they are a little more, but don't be compromising away all your standards and boundaries either. Some of that's just something they have to learn, and they have some growing up to do before they're going to understand that. So that one's tricky. That one you may have to reapproach later. Okay, so what else am I doing? Relationship stuff. Okay, a lot of you are dealing with friend breakups right now. I've been hearing this a lot from friends and clients. So if somebody just like turned on you and just got really nasty, there's two things to do. One is look at your behavior and see if there's a pattern with people suddenly leaving your life. and whether they told you the same things or not, because it could be that you're part of this pattern, that you are not seeing things as they're happening. Another thing is with the friend breakups, I feel like some of them are kind of crazy and out of the blue. This again may have to do with their stuff. Yeah, they're maybe not speaking up earlier is happening a lot. Like if they were upset, they didn't say anything. Also, again, they're bringing you back to the addictive pattern. So a lot of people have their own fear in the way, their own fear of abandonment, fear of intimacy is going on a lot across the board too. That leads me to the romantic stuff. So the friendship stuff is part of this, part of that, and I went into that. But as far as on the romantic side, a lot of you are either committing deeply, and congratulations for those of you who are in the healthy relationships and are taking things to the next level. I'm happy for you. A lot of you are just making a leap right now in that way. Those feel good. A lot of those relationships feel really good, as long as it's not going back to something toxic. Some of you are doing that too. So listen to your friends and family that are the closest to you. They know what's up. If you're being blind right now, they see what you don't. So listen to the friends and family who know and love you and what's for your highest good. So listen, because they're seeing things you're not if you're one of the people jumping back into something toxic. Okay, so those of you who are moving, who are kind of in a push and pull, a lot of you are in the push and pull. And I'm sorry, that's the hardest one in a way. Toxic is the worst one, but one of the hardest ones is being in limbo, where you're neither here nor there. You're not really in a relationship, but you're emotionally connected to someone who you're maybe talking to, maybe not talking to you right now. This one's really tricky. The message I'm getting for this one is wait and see. I hate this. In fact, this is one of my least favorite patterns in all the world, because I've been in it before. It's really tricky. So for those of you who are not sure where you stand or not sure what's going on with the other person, I'm getting a really strong message that there is stuff going on maybe in their life that you don't know about. I would not be burning bridges. I would not be angry. I would not be like, where the hell are you? I just normally be like, okay, fine, ask. Just get, just better to know than not to know. Right now, though, I'm getting, again, the message of compassion. So that's kind of going throughout the rest of August. Well, forever, really. But compassion. Cut somebody some slack. I do feel like answers will be coming in the next week or two as people kind of come back down to earth, as people kind of get a minute and gather their thoughts. A lot of whirlwind, crazy Uranus-Saturn square in astrology was going on, where people are like sudden rude awakenings coming up or truth coming out that they had no idea. People are getting blindsided and having to deal with crazy news, or I didn't know you felt that way, stuff with, again, romantic, family, friends. It's across the board. So try to cut somebody some slack. I also feel like in the work sector, people may have been getting suddenly fired or dealing with a really difficult coworker or a legal situation. Family drama keeps coming up. So do try to cut somebody some slack and give them a little bit of extra compassion and love right now. The ones that are meant to come around will come around stronger and be very grateful that you were so cool. The ones that are meant to fall away will fall away. So don't get so attached to somebody or the idea of somebody that you're not open to other possibilities, or that you're not, I say pray for what you want or better. Be open to what is meant to be and what's for the highest good. Don't get so attached that you're like got the death grip on a potential romance or something where it becomes obsessive and you're not focusing on your own career or focusing on who you want to become. You really have to, for those of you in this situation, the best thing to do right now, even though it's the hardest, is to reel it in and focus on yourself. I'm sorry, I know it's not the easiest thing to do sometimes, but reel it in, focus on yourself, and be learning new things. There's things you've been putting off for a long time that it's time to amp up. There's plenty of work to be done. Focus on you. For the ones that are meant to be, they'll come back around pretty soon here. The ones that are not will fall away, but I feel like a lot of you will be meeting someone else, so who's more in alignment with you. If this one doesn't come around and step up to that level, there will be someone else behind them. So you'll not be alone forever. Don't worry about that. So just keep going and keep focusing on where you're supposed to be focusing, which is yourself, your career, who you're meant to be, getting your message out to the world in a brave way, all that stuff. So I think that's it. It feels complete. So let me know below if any of this stuff hit home. It's so general, so it's a lot of you going through a lot of this stuff. Or you may be in the center of the hurricane watching all of this go on around you. As I was talking, you may be thinking of friends who are dealing with this stuff. So for private readings with me, I'll put the link below. It's www.meganlefey.com. And I'll spell that for you. And then if you have any questions, you can reach my assistant at tarotbymeganlefeyinfo@gmail.com, and you can email her with questions. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, all that stuff. Hang in there. September and October are looking really good. October looks magical. So, in November too. So, we have a lot to look forward to. Just try to get your ducks in a row now and sort out the other stuff so you can get to the beautiful stuff. Make sure you're keeping in contact, or do let people know when you care about them. They need to know. I feel like a lot of you are going through so much. So for your best friends or people you're interested in, just do quick touches and let them know you still care, or that you are there for them. They're going to need a little extra support right now. So just because of what's going on. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.